Akina pregnant for a mermaid boy. As the moon bathed the landscape in an ethereal glow, two strikingly beautiful women, shrouded in an air of mystery, stood at Akina's threshold. Their eyes, vivid pools of green, held secrets deeper than the abyss itself. They spoke in hushed tones, words that resonated with an otherworldly rhythm, as if the very air pulsated with an inexplicable energy. Akina, already in labor, watched as they lit incense and chanted an ancient song she'd never heard. The scent made her feel dizzy, and suddenly, a baby's cry filled the room. Lulenga, once warm and caring, avoided Akina's eyes. The midwives completed their rituals in silence, leaving Akina confused and seeking answers. Lulenga, now distant, commanded Mwamba to take the baby. Akina pleaded, "Lulenga, please give me my baby back," but he couldn't bring himself to meet her gaze. To grasp this moment, we need to rewind to the very start. It was a beautiful morning as Akina approached the river, the sun casting a warm golden glow on the water. The rhythmic flow of the river and distant voices piqued her curiosity. She quickened her pace, wanting to discover the source of the unusual sounds. As she reached the riverbank, she noticed two young men, seemingly startled by her sudden appearance. Akina couldn't help but be amused by their reaction. "You boys are herding cattle so early in the morning?" she asked with a light-hearted tone. Lulenga, almost in a stutter, replied, "Yes." His friend Mwamba let out a nervous cough, a habit that seemed to manifest whenever he felt stressed. "Well, you boys shouldn't play close to the river this early. This river is home to mermaids, and they might capture you," Akina warned playfully. Mwamba coughed again, this time even more violently. Lulenga, quick on his feet, cut in, "Forgive us, we haven't introduced ourselves. I'm Lulenga, and this is Mwamba, my dear friend who is nursing a terrible cough at the moment." Mwamba squinted his eyes in understanding. Lulenga was throwing him under the bus to appear more dominant. Lulenga continued, "And who might you be, beautiful young lady?" Akina felt her cheeks burn at the compliment. "Akina," she said, extending her hand. Lulenga, momentarily puzzled, left her hand hanging, but Mwamba swiftly stepped in to shake it. Lulenga, following suit, awkwardly shook Akina's hand, experiencing his first human contact. Mwamba chuckled. "That's enough, Lulenga. You only shake 3 times at most. 20 times is an overkill, my friend." Laughter erupted from both Akina and Mwamba. Chapter 2. When Akina arrived home, she was met by her husband, Jinda, a stern and aged figure of about 65 years. His eyes narrowed as he asked, "Where have you been all morning?" Stammering nervously, Akina replied, "Just at the river, my husband." She knew all too well that revealing her encounter with the young men by the river could spell trouble. Jinda, having married her when she was a mere 10 years old, held a tight grip on her life. The circumstances of Akina's marriage were grim. One day, she had been ushered into a room and told that this older man, Jinda, was now her husband. Her father had received a cow and some grain in exchange for her. Though Akina protested, her mother silenced her, reminding her of the family's survival. Jinda, now a recent widower, had become husband to Akina, who took on the responsibility of caring for his teenage sons and daughters. Akina, a workhorse for the family, blossomed into a beautiful young lady under Jinda's watchful gaze. Jinda's overprotectiveness stifled Akina's spirit. Young men would come to the door seeking her hand in marriage, assuming her to be Jinda's daughter or granddaughter. Jinda despised the attention she garnered, resenting her ability to shine despite her oppressive circumstances. Akina loved to dance, finding solace in the rhythm of the drums, a forbidden joy that led to public humiliation. Jinda would slap her in front of everyone, barring her from any festivities. Yet, this morning, Akina felt alive. The visit to the river and the encounter with the enigmatic duo provided a glimpse of a world untainted by her oppressive reality. As the memories replayed in her mind, a rare smile spread across Akina's face. Chapter 3. The following morning, Akina, eager to see her newfound friends, arrived at the river even earlier than usual. Despite half expecting not to find the boys, there they were, seemingly emerging from the river. She dismissed any questions she had, not wanting to risk repelling her new companions. Stretching out her hand to greet Lulenga, he promptly took her hand and concentrated on shaking it 3 times. Laughter echoed along the riverbank as Mwamba, Akina, and Lulenga shared a moment of joy. From that day forward, Akina made it a habit to arrive at the river earlier, each encounter with the duo extending the fleeting moments of joy in her challenging life. A subtle love began to bloom between Akina and Lulenga, becoming her first love and a source of solace. Amidst her time constraints and the allure of newfound love, Akina failed to notice the subtle red flags displayed by the enigmatic duo. Months passed, their love deepening, but Akina's energy waned. Fatigue gripped her, and even the mere smell of food nauseated her. Recognizing the signs, Jinda, observant and familiar, urged Akina to seek the counsel of Mama Nia, the village healer known for her mystical abilities. Upon arriving at Mama Nia's humble dwelling, the wise woman cut straight to the revelation. "Akina, you are pregnant." Her eyes widened in shock, knowing the father was not Jinda. Overwhelmed by sorrow, Akina confessed the truth, fearing the consequences if Jinda were to discover the betrayal. Seeing Akina's distress, Mama Nia offered to examine the unborn child, discovering an unusual vitality within. "This baby," Mama Nia exclaimed, "is like no other. Its life force is extraordinary, it's already swimming in your belly, like a fish." Tears streamed down Akina's face. Mama Nia, aware of Jinda's character, did her best to console the young woman. Unbeknownst to Akina, Nia had been silently present in the room, observing the consultation. Sensing Akina's disapproval at having divulged her secrets in front of a child, Mama Nia explained, "Nia is my apprentice. She sits in on all my consultations, learning and observing." Akina nodded silently, unaware that from a very tender age, Nia had started recording the secrets of the village in her little book. To follow Nia's story, watch our story The Little Book of Secrets. Chapter 4. Upon hearing the revelation that he had fathered a child, Lulenga couldn't contain his delight, much to the dismay of both Nia and Mwamba. After Nia departed, the two boys retreated back into the water, where Mwamba couldn't hold back his concern. "Are you crazy?" Mwamba inquired, bewildered by Lulenga's nonchalance. "No, it's great news." Lulenga interjected with delight. "Lulenga, Akina is a human girl. This has never been done before. What is the child going to be? Have you thought about that? The poor girl will be stoned as a witch in her village. Sometimes I wonder about you, Lulenga." Lulenga's smile vanished as he contemplated the repercussions of their actions. "What shall we do, Mwamba?" Lulenga asked, his voice carrying a hint of desperation. Mwamba replied, "You consistently mention, we Lulenga. Perhaps consider taking responsibility for your actions. I will think of something. Meanwhile, do not tell anyone about this." "Who would I tell?" "You are my only friend," Lulenga responded, his expression reflecting a mix of worry and uncertainty. Mwamba had already swum away, leaving Lulenga alone with the weight of their secret and the impending challenges that lay ahead. Meanwhile, Akina found herself bewildered as her belly seemed to grow each day, and within 3 months, she felt ready to deliver. Jinda dismissed her concerns, laughing and reminding her that it takes 9 months to give birth. With a callous wave, he departed for a beer festival, leaving Akina to grapple with her mounting anxieties. Mama Nia, the only source of solace, agreed with Akina, acknowledging that the imminent delivery seemed unusually swift. During Jinda's absence, Mwamba, always the mastermind, reassured Akina not to worry. They would bring their own midwives, and everything would be fine. The day of delivery arrived, the night air ominously quiet, and even the nocturnal creatures seemed to hold their breath in anticipation. Swift and silent, Lulenga and Mwamba materialized, accompanied by 2 enchanting midwives with unnaturally vivid green eyes. Their beauty was ethereal but unsettling, their features pristine yet foreign. Akina, caught in the throes of excruciating pain, could scarcely process the unfolding events. An otherworldly energy permeated the room, mingling with the scent of incense that filled the air. The pain, unbearable one moment, vanished the next. In the midst of this surreal atmosphere, the cries of an infant pierced the night. The midwives, with movements that seemed choreographed by an otherworldly grace, prepared the child and placed it in Lulenga's arms. A hushed meeting followed, their whispers laden with a mysterious urgency. Akina, desperate and confused, pleaded to see her baby, her words laced with an unspoken terror that clawed at her soul. "Show me the baby, Lulenga," Akina requested, sensing something was amiss. After asking repeatedly, she began to plead, "Please, Lulenga, show me my baby." The incense made her drowsy, but she needed to stay awake for her child. "Hurry, Mwamba, take her to the water so she can breathe," Lulenga instructed. Akina, now hysterical, lifted her head, swearing she had seen a fish in her disoriented vision, but Mwamba was gone. "Calm down, Akina," Lulenga murmured, his soothing tones a cruel contrast to the turmoil within. "This is for the best. Please, do not look for us, go to sleep, my love." As the sedative properties of the incense lulled Akina into a troubled slumber, the gut-wrenching reality of the night's events pressed heavily upon her. The village, unaware of the surreal drama unfolding within the shadows, continued its oblivious slumber, while Akina wrestled with the haunting dreams that danced on the precipice of reality. Years had woven a fragile veil over Akina's memories, and she had convinced herself that the haunting events of the past were nothing more than an elusive dream. Jinda, her former husband, had passed away not long after the incident, and she had since married the love of her life, Jabali. On a seemingly ordinary day, Akina dispatched her daughter, Chipo, to the market, expecting her return within the customary time frame. However, as time wore on, and Chipo failed to return, a quiet unease settled in Akina's heart. Approaching the bustling market, she noticed a growing commotion. Perhaps, she thought, this explained Chipo's delay. Determined, she pressed her way through the sea of people, her anticipation tempered by an inexplicable dread. Suddenly, a tall figure caught her eye. She whispered beneath her breath, "Mwamba." And then, there he was, Lulenga. A shockwave surged through her, and her feet gave way beneath her. "Mum. Mum. Please, wake up." Chipo's desperate voice called out, as she tried to rouse her unconscious mother. The marketplace, oblivious to the echoes of a past that had returned with chilling clarity, continued its chaotic rhythm, while Akina's world crumbled around her. To find out why Mwamba and Lulenga were at the market this fateful day, watch our story, The Little Mermaid. Thank you for watching our story, Akina and the Mermaid Boy, and we hope you enjoyed it. What lessons did you draw from this story? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of the tribe. Thank you for watching The Tales of the Savannah. We will see you next time, in the Savannah.